welcome to our program today, A Day for Haiti, Solutions for the Future. My name is John F. Williams, and I'm the Provost and Vice President for Health Affairs at the George Washington University. We are absolutely delighted to have so many of you join us for this very special occasion. I want to extend a special welcome to leaders from other universities who make up the Consortium of Universities of Washington, D.C., and the metropolitan area, all of whom are conducting their own special programs today and this week. And they're all hoping in some way to contribute to Haiti's recovery and reconstruction. 3 months ago, as we all know, a devastating earthquake ravaged Haiti and destroyed much of the country's infrastructure and most of its government's ability to function and provide basic services to the Haitian people. When the news broke, the disaster was the topic of nearly all conversations. Its people were in everyone's thoughts and prayers, and images of destruction dominated the news everywhere. And countless people in this country and around the world looked for ways to relieve suffering of so many Haitians. But since January 12th, the earthquake's shock has been absorbed for many people around the world. And unfortunately, mention of the earthquake's destruction is far less frequent. This is not the case here. The George Washington University has expanded our commitment to assist in Haiti's recovery. As many of the experts in this room know, recovery from a disaster of this magnitude is a marathon, not a sprint. Today's conference and our fundraiser tonight are just two more signs of our commitment to Haiti and its proud people. Hosting this conference is not only an honor, but also a responsibility. As a university so integrated in the city of Washington, D.C., we have amazing resources right at our fingertips. I know I speak for everyone at the university when I say that I am looking forward to today's events. We will be hearing from experts in a range of areas including education, medicine and health, and governance. We are privileged to have here today representatives from various Washington, D.C. area universities and non-governmental organizations who will share their knowledge about the rebuilding efforts in the region. And we are especially grateful to be joined by Madame Elizabeth Préval, the First Lady of Haiti and a GW alumna. Given the expertise, dedication, and compassion of all of the people here today, I am confident that this conference will be a success and contribute enormously to Haiti's long-term recovery. While we may find the horrific events of January 12th reignited in our memories, today is not about remembrance. Today is about action and what we must do for Haiti's future. It is my hope that you will leave this conference tonight with a renewed commitment, with new ideas, valuable connections, and of course, solutions for the future. It is now my pleasure to introduce the 16th president of the George Washington University, Dr. Stephen Knapp, who has demonstrated extraordinary leadership in making sure that GW play an integral role in helping Haiti in its recovery. Please join me in welcoming President Knapp to the podium.
Thank you very much, Dr. Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to welcome you on this beautiful day, which, despite its beauty, is also a reminder because it comes exactly 3 months after the tragic earthquake that is the occasion for our coming together. This conference is a result of a process that was actually launched by the First Lady, whom I'll introduce in just a moment. We were in contact shortly after the earthquake to begin to discuss ways in which our university, her alma mater, might join in the response that was being organized around the world to the tragic circumstances that had occurred. And that resulted in a conference that took place some weeks ago where the First Lady was kind enough to attend, and some of our faculty and other speakers participated in a panel. That conference was focused on education, which the First Lady has indicated is, from her perspective, a very high priority for the recovery efforts, and of course one that makes a great deal of sense for the participation of universities here in the District of Columbia and across the nation. But we have now expanded those efforts through this conference to a much broader response. As Dr. Williams has said, the focus now is not only on discussion and analysis, but very much on mobilization and action. as we prepare for the long-term effort of recovery. Our faculty, our students, and our staff continue to be moved deeply to action by what has happened in Haiti, and I'd like to thank everyone who has worked so hard to put together this conference, in particular Dr. Williams, the head of our Haiti response group, which he has led with great skill and dedication since it was launched some weeks ago. And I'd like to extend a special welcome to all our distinguished panelists and other distinguished guests. We have many of those, and I'll mention just a few. First, to His Excellency Ramon Joseph, Ambassador of Haiti to the United States, to Senator Mary Landrieu from Louisiana, who was actually here at our previous conference when we were discussing education, and so we're very grateful to have her rejoining us today. We'll be joined later on by Congresswoman Donna Christensen from the United States Virgin Islands. We're proud to say that she is also an alumna of the George Washington University. And I'd like to greet John Childers, the president of the Consortium of Universities. Our partner institutions here in the District of Columbia and the Greater Capital Region have all responded to the call to action emanating from Haiti and from the First Lady, and we're very proud to join them and honored and humbled to join them in developing this response. And it is now my pleasure and my honor to introduce the First Lady. Since graduating from George Washington with her Master's of Business Administration degree, Madame Préval has distinguished herself with a career in Haiti's commercial banking system, where she specialized in the field of corporate credit. She has also served as a financial specialist in the areas of road infrastructure and power generation, with an emphasis on project financing and financial monitoring. More recently, Madame Préval has served in the Haitian government as an economic advisor. We're very grateful to Madame Préval for guiding our participation in these relief and recovery efforts. She has harnessed the passion of our students, the expertise of our faculty, and the engagement of our entire university community, again joining with all our partners in higher education across this nation's capital to provide support in the aftermath of the tragedy that occurred 3 months ago. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the First Lady of Haiti, Madame Elizabeth Préval.
Dear President Knapp, thank you for the invitation to participate to this event. Today, as you just said, is April 12th. It is exactly 3 months since the 7.0 magnitude quake hit Haiti, claiming more than 200,000 lives, ravaging most of the infrastructure and housing stock of Port-au-Prince and other cities. $14 billion in damages, 8 to 10% loss of the GDP for this year in a country that was already the poorest in the Western Hemisphere. Death of 3% of its population. I am aware of no other catastrophe in modern time that has resulted with the loss of such a great percentage of a country's population. President Knapp, in memory of the victims, allow me to request that we all stand for a minute of silence. Dear Dr. Knapp, let me start by acknowledging the presence of the Honorable Senator Marie Landrieu from the state of Louisiana. I take this opportunity, Senator, to thank you for your leadership and support regarding Haiti. This is the second gathering hosted by GW in support of our rebuilding effort in Haiti in just 1 month. In fact, as you were just described, on March 10, we were there with you, Mr. President, and with our friends from the American Development Bank, the Inter-American Dialogue, and the American Institute of Research, participating in a conference to assess the need of the education system in the wake of the January 12th earthquake. I have to tell you that that conference was very useful to us in 2 ways. First, it allowed the Haitian government to clarify and define with more accuracy many aspects of its strategy for rebuilding the Haitian education system. Second, it opened the door to a concrete initiative of cooperation with Dr. Paul Vallas from New Orleans Recovery School District and his team, who have started discussion with the Ministry of Education and other concerned parties in Haiti on how the lesson learned from rebuilding the New Orleans education system after the tragedy of Katrina can be adapted to serve the reconstruction of the Haitian education system. Here are the essential of the elements of a rebuilt system based on the New Orleans model as adapted to Haitian realities. 1, Haiti needs a publicly funded school system that subsidizes all schools, whether public or private. School buildings must be constructed that are safe and secure and have the classroom resources needed to deliver quality education. 3, Haiti's children needs to be taught by teachers who are themselves educated and have the training and didactic materials to deliver quality instruction. 4, schools need to become the community centers so that the children can be registered. Their need and the needs of their families can be identified and the critical social service supports can be delivered. This is especially critical right now when so many children have been traumatized by the earthquake and are in need of counseling and psychological support. 5, school need to be a vehicle for delivering other services such as early childhood development, parental training, health and nutrition, and crisis intervention. Early childhood development can no longer be overlooked in the education system. 6, and last, this must be a nationwide initiative that penetrates all areas of the country, not just in Port-au-Prince or in the provinces that have been mostly impacted by the earthquake. The children cannot wait. The future of the current generation is in jeopardy. The Inter-American Development Bank has determined that a 5-year, a $2 billion investment would enable us to build an effective education system. As I have said before, we need to build a new system that will spare our children the frustration and cost of a trial and error in addressing our country's immediate needs. This is not a small plan or a simple undertaking, but we must commit ourselves to getting it done. Dear President Knapp, this new initiative of a day for Haiti shows the interest of the entire community of GW and its institutional partners in supporting the people of Haiti in facing the challenges of recovery and reconstruction. That is a good message of hope to us, and it encourages us in our search to improve the living condition of all Haitians, in spite of the incommensurable difficulties that we are facing. Dear Senator Landrieu, dear friend of Haiti, distinguished guests, the subject on the agenda of this day for Haiti raises key issues for the country. Education and childcare, healthcare needs are connected and interdependent issues for the rebuilding process. At the New York Donors Conference, President René Préval expressed his vision of the new Haitian education system and the strategic significance of education. In its definition of quality in education, UNICEF refers to 5 dimensions of quality: learners, environments, content, processes, and outcomes. Most Haitians are fully conscious that the tremendous effort required for our reconstruction is beyond the current institutional capacity of the state. The role of the NGOs and the civil society will be critical. However, this opportunity must be exploited by the country to define a new partnership between the government and the NGOs and the diverse organization of the civil society engaged in the development effort. This partnership must be based on trust, transparency, accountability, and the acceptance of the leadership of the government for establishing priorities, setting standards, and evaluating performance. No country can experience a durable development with a weak state. That is why the long-term assistance of the international community must include a reinforced state with strong institutional, managerial, technical capabilities to lead the task of the reconstruction. If the government is weak, bypassing its action through NGOs will weaken it even more. If the government gets stronger, NGOs will become solid partner in development. That is what Haiti needs now. I hope the discussion we are going to have during this special day for Haiti will address this question frontally and pave the way for a new paradigm of sound and genuine partnership between the government, the international communities, and the NGOs. President Knapp, I thank you again for maintaining your interest for Haiti. I hope this interest does not vanish with time and gets even stronger, as the first successful operation on the ground will feed our willingness to do more. I have noticed that this conference gathers also a large spectrum of representatives of the whole community of Washington universities. This is a luck for Haiti. As most of you know, the Haitian universities have been severely hit by the earthquake. Most of them were already struggling with limited resources. It seems to me that universities have to play a critical role in the development of any nation. This is the basis for creating and disseminating new knowledge and innovation. This is where we train our teachers, doctors, and other professionals. This is finally the place where we prepare the new leaders that a community needs for a sustainable development. For these reasons, I will take the opportunity of this conference to launch a vibrant appeal to the universities in the United States to help, not rebuilding, but building a strong and pertinent higher education system for Haiti. Let's assist also the Haitian university in rebuilding their infrastructures and library. This is the basis for all future development and mutual cooperation. The information technology gives us the tools to reach quickly a great number of new learners. Let us use distance training and online courses. Haiti can become rapidly a modern nation. It can become a strategic partner for America. It can participate more actively and more creatively to the enrichment of the human culture. A strong and modern university system will surely contribute to these goals. That is why I will finish my remarks with the proposal of a 2-day session for the Haitian University, where we can, together with the Haitian scholar, explore the possibility and modality of a new dynamic of cooperation between universities in the United States and Haitian universities. You all know from research on many other countries that if major reforms are not made during the initial period of 12 to 24 months after a crisis, things are likely to revert to their prior status. So, common vision and leadership are important now, but time is of the essence. Thank you, President Knapp, and to the entire George Washington University community. Thanks to Senator Marie Landrieu of the state of Louisiana. My gratitude also goes to the World Bank, the Inter-American Development Bank, the Inter-American Dialogue, the American Institute of Research. And thank you to the panelists who have accepted to share the knowledge and experience of Haiti with us. Thank you to the provost, Dr. William, who has been exceptionally active and inspiring in assuming the leadership of the efforts on Haiti. Thanks to all of you and have a fruitful discussion. Thanks again.
Now, I am very honored to introduce our next speaker, a woman who is one of the country's most respected and effective public servants, United States Senator Mary Landrieu of Louisiana. Senator Landrieu serves as chair of the Senate Small Business Committee and a member of the Appropriations and Energy and Natural Resources Committee. Given her leadership in helping Louisiana recover from Hurricane Katrina, Senator Landrieu has been a leading voice for our country's role in helping Haiti recover from the devastation caused by the earthquake, and in particular, ensure that the children who are now orphans in Haiti are cared for. I also would like to add that Senator Landrieu's son is a coach with Home Run Baseball Camp. The campus uses GW students as reading mentors for youth from at-risk communities in Southeast DC. The Home Run Baseball Camp will be holding tutoring sessions on GW's campus this summer, so the apple doesn't fall very far. Senator Landrieu was kind enough to join us on campus to hear First Lady Preval lay out plans for education that have been refined even more today, and it is really an honor to have her with us. Senator Landrieu.
Thank you, Dr. Williams, so much for that kind introduction. And Connor has enjoyed his time with Home Run Baseball, and we'll look forward to this summer. And to the First Lady, Madam Preval, you are such an inspiration, truly, not only to the people of Haiti, but to all of us. And members of Congress have commented about your strength and poise and grace in this time, and I really want to be here to support you, and the vision that you've laid out will be not only as music to my ears, but I think many members of Congress from both sides of the aisle will be very encouraged by the vision that you've laid out. And to you, President Knapp, thank you for supporting your own alumnus and graduate of this school. If every university would support every graduate the way GW has supported this graduate, we would have no problems in the world. We would have solved, all of them. And the last time I was with the president, he said, and don't worry, Senator, I'm going to bring all of our friends, our university friends, to this task as well. So I have no doubt that there are dozens of universities, represented here that have stepped up, to help. And Ambassador, thank you for all of your friendship for many years. The ambassador has been a friend to Louisiana, to me, to my family, has visited with us on many occasions. And so when the Haiti disaster happened, I really had no choice but to step up and say, I want to help, we want to help, the people of Louisiana want to be helpful, and I do believe that many members of Congress want to do the same. I also see President Moreno from the Inter-American Bank, and I want to thank him for his leadership and support on this particular effort when it comes to education. And I'm so pleased that the bank and the First Lady and others have reached out and recognized the capability and capacity we have in New Orleans with an extraordinary leader in Paul Valles, who is our superintendent of education currently. And I'm particularly pleased because I actually helped to recruit Paul to New Orleans, thinking we needed so much help. There were just a few people in the country that I thought could do it, and he was one of them. And sure enough, he's come in actually right after our catastrophe and started to rebuild our school system in the way that he has led efforts in both Philadelphia and Chicago, along with any number of other very dynamic educational leaders in our country, one of whom is now serving as Secretary of Education in our country, Arnie Duncan. And both Paul and Arnie were mentor to each other from Chicago. So this passion for education reform is running very deep in America right now, led by actually President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, who themselves are beneficiaries, as many Americans are, of a world-class education and want for every child in America the opportunity. And so we want every child in Haiti to have that same opportunity, which is why I want to be here today to speak just for a moment, because I'm anxious to hear the panel and will stay for this panel. I won't be able to stay the whole day, but I will stay for this panel and want to add my support and just a few thoughts about this plan as we roll it out with the government of Haiti and our many partners. First of all, the program says today, a day for Haiti. I hope today is the beginning of a decade or more of support and plans well laid, well thought through for a country that most certainly needs the help not only of the United States but of countries around the world. We have a moral obligation, I believe, to reach out to countries that are less fortunate. For a country like ours that has been given so much, has achieved so much, to see what we can do to step up to help Haiti, that has, as my first visit to Haiti, told me in no uncertain terms, some of the most beautiful and industrious and exciting people. I had the opportunity to spend only 2 days. Looking forward to going back. An island that, as I flew over, had so much potential, although the deforestation is visible from the air, but you can see the also strength and beauty of this place that is about the size of about a third, I think, of the size of Georgia, if I'm correct, about the third of the size of Georgia, with millions of people there, but nonetheless the strength of this island, but to see the possibilities. I also think that because we have such a vibrant Haitian American community, I represent 4,000 Haitian Americans approximately that live in the New Orleans metropolitan area, Madame Preval, and in Miami and in New York and New Jersey and other places, we've got about 500,000 Haitian Americans. They are leading our medical fields. They are leading our legal community. And because that community, and I know it's not represented by only one, but many, many groups and voices, but it's a powerful, influential group here, and they have asked us to step up, members of Congress, to help, and we want to do that. And additionally, I think a reason for our action is because the promise of democracy is in question right now. We have seen democracy work around the world and bring benefit and value. Haiti is one of our oldest democracies in the Western Hemisphere, and yet, still to this day, children do not have access to free, universal, accessible education. Less than 3% of the people of Haiti have access to health care services. There is a very low home ownership rate, very high rental rate, with very unusual terms that I've learned when I was in Haiti, that the renters have to pay 6 months' rent in advance to live in houses that I'm not sure the definition, that word really fits the visual of what I'm speaking about. And in all of that, this earthquake strikes, and so what was so startling to me but encouraging is in front of every pile of rubble, there was not a person or a child or a family sitting there weeping or crying. There was a family working, being enterprising, trying their best, even amidst the rubble, to just pick up. The resiliency was just extraordinarily encouraging to me. Now, I've just represented a state of 4.5 million people that went through the greatest. We stopped saying natural disaster because ours wasn't natural. It was man-made. The levees that we built broke, collapsed, and flooded a city. And the flood was the size of the land of Great Britain. That's how big the flood was along the Gulf Coast. So from Biloxi to Galveston, Texas, it was between the wind, which was natural and nature, and then the man-made destruction of the levees breaking in New Orleans, we only lost 2,000 people compared to the 200,000 from Haiti. But we also lost 250,000 homes, and 1 million people were displaced, and 300,000 children that had been in school on Friday had no school to go to on Monday, no school to go to, and no law on the books in Congress about how they were going to go, who was going to pay for them to go. Were the public school kids going to go to Catholic school or private schools that had been destroyed, were they going to go to public? And I could go on and on. So those are the reasons that I'm here, in short. I think Louisiana, I've gone through all of them, but the final reason is I think Louisiana and our experience, respectfully, have something to contribute to this effort, as we've sort of been a voice and leader for how to respond, how to recover, and some of the strategies that we're putting in place to build a stronger school system, to build a stronger healthcare system, to increase opportunities for home ownership and for education and for job training, we believe might have some bearing and some help to Haiti. So those are the reasons, and just 3 very short points. One, I led a delegation. The First Lady was honored to be welcomed by the First Lady and the President. We also had an opportunity to visit with the Prime Minister and many ministers of education and social services, spent 2 days. I was happy to lead the CODEL. I had Senator Gillibrand from New York, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee from Houston, Texas. We had Debbie Wasserman Schultz from Florida, and Eleanor Norton Holmes from right here in Washington, D.C. All of us are on the variety of committees that will have some influence in how, hopefully, this aid package, support package, partnership package rises up. We were focused, the 5 of us, on the child welfare system, sort of thinking about how to build a floor or a modern child welfare system that the Haitian government could be proud of, the people of Haiti could be supported by and nurtured by, and the international community would be interested in supporting. And we know what that system sort of looks like in the United States. Even those of you that may not be that familiar with our foster care system or adoption system or child and family courts, you understand vaguely about social workers and counselors. That system, to my knowledge, and I was only there 3 days, but we had a lot of conversations, doesn't necessarily exist in Haiti today. But it must soon exist so that the government of Haiti can have the laws on the books and the resources there to build a modern child welfare system so that every child and every family can be supported. But in our journey to think about and to ask questions about this, how to build a more modern child welfare system, I came across the First Lady's plan for schools. And I thought to myself, we have some even little experience with this in the United States, even in a country that has a generally modern child welfare system, although it is broken in many places. And I'm actually in the process of dismantling some of it myself because it's so broken, we need to reform it. But that's another story for another day. But nonetheless, I came across the First Lady's initiative with Paul Valles, and one of my points here is I think that our efforts to begin building a formal, more modern child welfare system could actually be built in support of this school proposal, because schools can be, as they are in many neighborhoods, in New Orleans, in New York, in New Jersey, in Atlanta, in Washington State, they can become the centers of community, the centers where communities come together and families come together to support one another, to give their children the kind of quality education, but mothers can be encouraged, fathers can be encouraged as they look for work, children can be registered, social workers can be there on the grounds, and even school-based clinics. We know this model. Many of us in these universities represented have developed them here in the United States. We know they can revitalize our own neighborhoods, whether it's in Detroit after an economic collapse, or whether it's in New Orleans after the levees collapse. We know that getting schools up and started with the right, enthusiastic, educated teachers ministering to each and every child, what that can mean as a basis and a beginning. It is my understanding right now that less than 60% of Haiti's children have access to an education, and of the 60% that are actually in school, maybe 80% of them are in private schools that lack quality, that lack qualified teachers. There are a few good private schools. Some here have graduated from them, but there are few. There are a few good public schools, but the vast majority of Haiti's children have no access to a quality education. I believe Haiti has no future, literally, without a strong public education system that is virtually as free as we can make it to the people of Haiti. And the First Lady is bravely leading that effort, and we have to believe, just like after Katrina, people looked up, and after the crying and the gnashing of teeth and the despair, we looked up and said, yes, we can. Yes, it's possible to build back better and stronger and smarter. We don't want the same old failed public school system, and I say that with respect because we have some phenomenal public schools in the United States of America, but our system, centralized, single provider model, was not working. We want a diverse provider model with competition, getting the quality teachers in the classroom, holding teachers accountable, and as well as giving parents. I believe that that's a first step to a modern child welfare system because it will prevent child abandonment. Many parents in Haiti bring their children to an orphanage, not because they don't love them, but because they think they can be fed and educated at such a place. So we want to start by preventing child abandonment, building a child welfare system that supports families where they are, supports children in the families to which they are born, helping those wraparound services like we do here or try to do here in the United States. And then when that fails, even after our best efforts, leaving open the possibility for adoption within Haiti, appropriate quality adoption, not this relationship that is called Restovix, which if you're not familiar, you will become familiar with this terrible problem in Haiti, which we have to forthwith address. But either a domestic adoption where children are loved and brought into a kinship or extended care, a family in Haiti, or an international adoption opportunity for children. It may come as some surprise in closing that some children from America find homes outside of this country. Because we are, in my view, and many members of Congress, 200 that I represent as the chair of the Coalition on Adoption, we have a simple idea in our head that we're one human family, and that children deserve to be in families, not necessarily in orphanages with care of one caregiver to 50 children, because you're never too old to need a parent. I'm 54. I had breakfast with my parents this weekend. I use their counsel every day. I know that I will be there when they need me. They're there when I need them. When is it that a child stops needing a parent? When they are 16 or 17. In our foster care system, we give them a paper bag, a few belongings, and when they were 18, we say, goodbye, see you later. We don't need to do that to children, not in America, not anywhere in the world. So let's support what the First Lady wants to do with building a school system for Haiti. Let's give these remarkable people and remarkable children a chance to show what they have and what they can do. And then we can build on these community schools to build the other modern systems of child welfare that will be so beneficial for the people and the families of Haiti. As a member of the supplemental, the member of the Appropriations Committee that's going to be reviewing the supplemental bill and putting our support behind it, I can assure you that there'll be many members of the Democratic and Republican side of the aisle that want to see for Haiti the vision that the First Lady has outlined. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Haiti is moving forward. It's a slow process, but one that is gaining momentum every day because of people like you, Senator Landrieu, the First Lady, who are committed to the changes that have to take place in Haiti. Haiti needs our continued attention and commitment. It will take some time, and we must be patient and at the same time tireless in our support. Haiti's Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training must continue to reestablish schools, temporary structures where schools have been destroyed and where new classrooms are necessary to accommodate migrating students. They must ensure that Haiti's learning standards are high quality, comparable with those of high-performing countries, and the basis for instruction in all schools. They must implement the national curriculum upon which the learning standards are based and approve curricula among private schools that are aligned to the national curriculum. They must design a coherent national assessment system to help improve education and achievement levels on an annual basis. And they must implement a program of public dissemination of the value, meaning, and role of standards in the education system, and engage the broader stakeholder community in national dialogue on standards. And finally, they must implement effective teacher training programs that provide teachers with ongoing support and supervision and that are aligned with standards. In Haiti, just last week, school flags began flying and could be seen across the walls surrounding makeshift camps that have become the home for so many Haitians. Those flags became a symbol of hope that life had the possibility of returning to normal. One flag at a time, Haiti's education system will recover, and we need to be there to lend a helping hand and give hope to all children of the country that they will have a brighter future. Thank you.